it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. Last week I sat down with my Budget by Paycheck workbook and wrote out my plans for our second paycheck in the month of November. It was the check my husband received on November 10th. I sat down, talked about my intentions for my money. If you missed that video, I'll post it in a card up here so you can check it out. Today's video is going to be taking a look at this budget as well as my spending for the week, and we're going to see if I stuck to this budget. I have in front of me, as I mentioned, my Budget by Paycheck workbook. I use the paycheck bill tracker as well as the cash envelope breakdown. Those are the only two pages from the workbook that I use. Because of that, I have the printable version of the workbook. I didn't buy the printed version because I knew I wouldn't use all of those pages. So I just have the printable version. I print out the pages I need. I don't bother printing the ones that I don't need. And it works out great for me. In addition to my Budget by Paycheck workbook, I also have a Deluxe monthly planner from Erin Condren. And this is where I keep track of all of my expenses for the week using a color coding system. So let's flip to November. And you guys can see all of these stickers laid down correspond with my spending for the week. I have a color coding system. I've managed to lose the key that I made that indicates what each color represents. Luckily, I know which each color represents, so I don't really need the key anymore. I do want to make a new one at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I have filled out all of my spending for the week, and we're going to go ahead and figure out if I stuck to my budget. So the only other supplies I have here are my pens. I use the Eraseable pens from Parkoo. Black indicates that I am under budget. Red indicates that I am over budget. We're going to try hard not to use this red pen today, but we'll see. So let's just go ahead and get started. First category that we are tracking is my grocery and household spending. I have combined those two because I do both my grocery shopping and my household item shopping using the Walmart pickup service, so it just makes sense to combine those things. I do track them separately just so I can get a feel for how much I'm spending on household items versus groceries, but as long as the total for both of those categories comes in under $175, I will be happy. So for the sake of my tracking here, we're looking at all the transactions from Tuesday the 10th through Monday the 16th, and groceries are in this pink color, household items are in this green color. So we're going to add up everything. Alright, so where was I? My phone rang. Sorry, you guys. So yeah, we're going to add up the pink stickers and the green stickers, and it looks like for this week, the only grocery shopping and household item shopping I did was on this Tuesday, so that makes it real easy. We are just going to pull in my calculator here. I'm going to up the brightness so you guys can see, and we will do some math. So looks like I spent $42.16 on household items and $132.07 on grocery items, which means I spent $174.23. That's about as close as I could come without going over, but I didn't go over, so I'm happy with that. $174.23. Awesome. Next up, I have my Subaru payment. I budgeted $390 for that. I do any of my debts in this dark gray color, so you will see here my Subaru payment. I checked it off because I did make that payment. It was $386.91. So we are under budget there. Next up, we have DTE, which I budgeted $212 for. My bills are in this light blue color, and you can see DTE came in at exactly $212 as anticipated. Lastly, I have Michigan gas. I budgeted $40. That came in at exactly $40 as anticipated as well. So all black ink going all the way down for my bills and expenses. Everything under this bills category are items that I pay using my checking account, not cash. That's how I differentiate each of my categories here. So let's go ahead and add up this total. So we have 174.23 plus 386.91 plus 212 plus 40 is $813.14. Which means I am under budget in this category by $3.86. It's not a lot, but every little bit helps. This $3.86 is going to go towards an extra debt payment. It's only $3, but it's $3 less, so I'm happy with that. All right, so that's good news. Next up, we have my cash envelopes. Next up, I have cash envelopes, and this is where it gets interesting. Sorry about the stains here on my budget book. One of my kids or one of my cats or someone knocked over a drink. Nobody will admit to it, but it did stain my planner here, as well as this planner here. I think it was hot chocolate that got dumped. So I'm going to pull in my conscious wallet here so that we can take a look inside the cash envelopes and see exactly what we spent, how much we have left over, if any, and we'll go from there. So first up is my husband's spending. I always give him his spending money at the start of the week, and he spends it on whatever he wants. And if he doesn't spend it all, he just rolls it over to the next week. So I never see any of this money back, which I don't expect to. And he never comes and asks me for more money. He always sticks to his budget. He's great about that. He and I sat down when we first started our budgeting journey and really discussed it, decided exactly how much he needed to feel comfortable with his spending throughout the week, and we landed on this $40. Weeks when he is on call for work, which means he has to work into the weekend, we give him a little bit more spending money, but on an average week, it's $40, and he always sticks to that budget. He's awesome. Next up is my personal spending. I budgeted $40. I do keep track of my personal spending money here in my transaction log on these purple stickers here. So we can see that on the 10th, I spent $31.90. I'm actually going to go ahead and go in and check these off, these things that I forgot to check off so that I know I tracked them. So I spent $31.90 on a pair of jeans from Old Navy. I've been needing a pair of black denim. Old Navy is tried and true for me. I love Old Navy's jeans, so I ordered that. I also ordered some masks in addition, which you guys will see when I do our miscellaneous spending, but my personal spending was $31.90. And then I spent another $7.38 at Walmart. I don't remember on what, but that means my total spending came in at $39.28. You guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I always just drop the change into a change jar. So that means that I spent my full $40, which means then that my cash envelope in my conscious wallet should be empty. So let's verify that. All right, this is my conscious wallet. This wallet is available on Amazon. If you buy this wallet, comes with the wallet, the strap, as well as some plastic envelopes. Not these envelopes. These I bought separately from Life in Envelopes on Etsy, who I highly recommend, by the way. I will have the wallet and the envelopes, as well as the pens and everything else that I use in this video, linked down below for you guys if you are interested in having a similar setup. Highly recommend everything that I use. I love it. So my spending envelope is in fact empty. So all of my spending money got spent this week. But I wasn't over budget, so that's good news. Next up, I have gas. I budgeted $40. My gas is tracked in this light purple color. You can see I put $26 in my gas tank, and that was the only transaction for gas this week. So that I started out with $40, I spent $26. That means there should be $14 left in my gasoline envelope. And if we flip to gas, we can see here $10, $11, $12, $13, $14. So that's accurate. So whenever I have money left over in my gas envelope, typically what I do is I set it aside in a gas sinking fund. I do that because I never want to be out of gas money. There may come a week sometime in the future where I budget my $40 for gas for the week, and it's just not enough. We need more than that. And I never want to be in a position where I say, oh boy, my gas tank's empty, I have no gas money left, and I can't get to blank, wherever that place may be. So typically when I have leftover gas money, I will go into my accordion folder here where I keep our sinking funds, and I will pull out our gas sinking fund and I will add to it. However, I got a comment this week asking me if I had set up a cap for my gas fund. At what point in time will I feel comfortable having enough in my gas sinking fund and then maybe be able to use any leftover money for something else? And it got me thinking, how much gas money do I really need to have on hand? I give myself $40 every single week without fail. The likelihood that I am going to need to fill up my gas tank, more than twice is slim. So I decided I'm going to have my gas sinking fund capped at $160, which is essentially 4 weeks worth of my gas budget. I budget $40. 40 times 4 is 160. So I'm not going to be adding this money here to my gas sinking fund. It's already full. Obviously, if I need to use this gas sinking fund and I deplete it, then I will start adding to it again to bring it back up to this $160 mark. I guess $165 since that's what's in there right now. But until the time comes when I actually have to use this fund, I'm going to start putting that extra money elsewhere. And so for now, I'm just going to set this aside and we will talk about where this money is going to go once I've finished going through the rest of my cash envelopes. I think you guys can probably guess what I'm going to do with this, but for now, we'll just set it to the side. Either way, all of this $40 in my gas fund did not get spent this week. I spent a total of, what did I say? $26. So that's good. All right, next is eating out, which I budgeted $40 for. My eating out is marked in this yellow color. You can see here we spent 40 bucks on pizza. So that $40 is all gone. And that means that my eating out envelope should be empty. And it is. All right. Next up is my miscellaneous fund. Next up is my miscellaneous envelope, and I budgeted $40 for that. My miscellaneous transactions are marked in this light green color. So let's go ahead and add those up. So we had $14.50 at Amazon, and we had $12.50 at Old Navy. That was for those masks. I don't remember what we bought on Amazon. I'm constantly spending money on Amazon, and I never really know where that money's going. And then another miscellaneous expense for $6 for a total of $33. And so I started out with 40. I spent 33. I should have $7 remaining in my cash envelope. So we'll just flip to my miscellaneous envelope, and I do indeed have $5, $6, $7. So this money is going to go off to the side with that other money for now. Lastly, I have my son Austin. I budgeted $20 for him. I did indeed give him $20 as anticipated. So let's go ahead and add up this actual spending. 40 plus 40 plus 26 plus 40 plus 33 plus 20 is 199. 220, which is what I budgeted, minus that 199 means I should have $21 left in that stack. So let's go ahead and count that up and make sure. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, $21. So this money is going to go towards an extra debt payment. Whereas this $3.86 is already in my checking account and can go right towards that extra debt payment, this cash I'm just going to hold on to. I'm going to stick it into my debt snowball envelope here, along with the money that I saved from last week. And at the end of the month, I will count up everything I've managed to save from my cash envelopes, and we will deposit this in the bank and make an additional debt snowball payment. So right now we have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, $26 right now towards debt snowball. So next week when I sit down and do my budget results video, hopefully we'll be able to add a little bit more to this, and then at the end of the month when I do my debt snowball update with you guys, you will see how much extra from my cash envelopes throughout the month I was able to save and put towards my debt. Very, very excited about that. So that takes care of all my cash envelopes. We emptied spending, gas, eating out, miscellaneous. Debt snowball is getting nice and fat. The only other envelope I have here is a deposit envelope. If throughout the week I find that I want to use money from one of these categories, but I can't use cash for whatever reason, I'll either swipe my debit card or my credit card, and then I will take the cash out of these envelopes and stick them in the deposit envelope to be deposited back into the bank. That's how I do that. So that takes care of all of my cash envelopes. The rest of this is going to go super easy peasy because it's all as planned. So campground, we did set aside $50. For car maintenance, we did set aside $25. Home maintenance also got $25. School expenses got $50 for a total of $150 in our sinking funds. For debt snowball, I did at the start of the week make this $150 payment. As soon as I am done filming this, I am going to go ahead and make an extra $3.86. Actually, this goes in the actual, not the budgeted. I didn't budget anything for this, but I did have that $3.86 left. Honestly, $3.86, like I said, is not going to make a big difference, but I'm going to go ahead and send it anyway because every little bit helps. So that means then, just for funsies, we'll use the calculator. We had $150 plus $3.86. My total will be $153.86 extra towards debt this week, on top of our minimum payments that we always pay, which is awesome. And lastly, I did set aside $50 into an extra savings envelope. All right, you guys, so that is it. I am so excited about these extra payments I'm going to be able to make to my debt. Super, super psyched about the fact that it's all black ink. No red ink this week, nothing over budget. I'm thrilled. The only other things I want to talk to you guys about are some of our spending in our sinking funds. So you guys may have been looking at my transactions while I was filling everything out and noticed all of these orange stickers, and you're wondering, okay, well, where did that money come from? This money, these orange stickers, represent money that got pulled out of our sinking funds. So every week we add money to our sinking funds. We also spend from them if we need to. So for example, in this case, I pulled $49 out of our extra sinking fund for Stitch Fix. Also pulled out $20 from our school expenses sinking fund for Austin School Pictures. My son Robbie accessed $70 from his cash envelope for some things that he wanted/needed. We took out $17 from our Christmas fund for some gift wrap and things. We took out another $20 from our Christmas fund for some decor. Austin accessed $11 of his dollars. And lastly, I pulled out $30 from my school sinking fund for a pair of shoes that I bought Austin. So all of that money was money that we had saved in previous weeks so that when these things came up, we were able to pay for them no problem without disrupting our typical weekly budget. That's how I use my sinking funds. I've been making an effort to track right here in my transactions where this money is going so that I can visualize it very well and share with you guys. Like, look, this money is all money that we would have had to come up with from our typical weekly budget had we not been saving for sinking funds throughout the year. So if you are not already using sinking funds in your budget journey, I highly recommend them. All right, you guys, so that is it. We are under budget. We took care of everything. That means I get to go into my tracker here. My November no spend. I completely stuck to my budget this week. I didn't have any overages, which means I get to color in 7 more days on this November no spend spending freeze printable that I got from Chrissy over at the Mom Life. I have Chrissy's website linked down below. If you want to join in on this November no spend, you can get this printable from her website. And you can create your own rules for the November no spend. Maybe you don't want to spend anything at all besides pay your bills and take care of your weekly expenses. Maybe you don't want any extraneous spending at all. For me, this no spend just means that I didn't spend any money that I did not allot in my budget. So this week I'm going to use my mild liner in this pretty purpley pink color. This is magenta. And I'm just going to color in 7 more of these little guys, which is awesome. There have definitely been weeks past where I've had to use a credit card to make up for extra spending, which obviously is not what you want because the whole point of doing this budget, at least for me, is to pay down our debt. So if we are then using our credit cards, that sort of defeats the purpose. So I just wanted to take part in this spending freeze to make sure that I'm holding myself accountable, not spending more than what I budgeted for, and it's working out great so far. And I'm just going to color these in really quickly. I color like a kindergartner. Sorry if that bothers you guys with the coloring outside the lines. It's just who I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I'm going to finish coloring these guys in and I will be back to wrap this up. Alright, you guys, so that is it for my budget results video for the second paycheck in the month of November. Make sure you click that subscribe button so that you can come back for all of my other budgeting and lifestyle content. You guys will see my week 3 budget in my next video, so definitely make sure you come back for that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!